Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for patiently waiting for me. Looks like I might get a little roasted on this move I made today. Let's see. Keeps changing the star time. Well, I'm the star. What can I say? But yeah, I had to push it back a little bit. Been quite busy. Clicked on the video thinking I'd be late. Just watch it after the fact. No, might as well watch it live, right? Do it live, watch it live, right? Sold out of NVDY today. What'd you do that for? Buy more TSLY and clip. I'm not buying any more clip. I did get more TSLY today, which I'll go into. Still hungry for that AMZY launch. Oh, that's right. We're still waiting on that one too, aren't we? See, we wait on me, then we wait on AMZY in that order. Set a purchase order good until canceled for TSLY 1610. When do you think it's going to get to 1610? I mean, if the market drops, it might. Do I have much faith in ARK? Well, I'm a big Kathy Wood fan, so possibly. It's up for the year, but I mean, it had such a down year. Like say, what goes up must come down. What goes down must come back up, right? Let's see. We got Blue Sky on here. All right, big ups for TSLY and the channel. Yeah. Hey, like I say, these funds have really grown my audience. First, why aren't you selling puts? Just haven't gotten to your level of options trading yet. Still working on it. Got any example trades for us? Second, SVOL dividend is the end of the month. Collect it and then swap. Well, I just got the last one, so it's okay. It wasn't that big of a dividend anyway. It was like 4,000 a year versus another probably 12 or 15,000. It kind of was a no-brainer if the dividends hold. Up here it comes. Third, Tesla's earnings are next week. Do you want to do anything before that? Well, what if it's a great earnings report? They missed, or they didn't do so well last time, so I mean, it could be great this time. But isn't it funny? I know I'm just catching up on comments here, but on the heels of yesterday's debate, isn't it funny I'm doing more TSLY? Like I said, my opinion didn't really change. It's always good to have different opinions on. But like I said, as long as the getting is good with this fund, I'm going to keep getting as long as I can. So, all right. But I probably won't buy any more clip at this point. Deliveries are up. Elon is back, but earnings per share is supposed to drop. Tough call on earnings. We'll see what happens. Oh, Varden's on. He was on time, at least. At least someone was. Must still be on the phone. No, I let Andre handle him. I'll have to check for an update on that. I think who knows, that we could have a funny story. The start time is just a suggestion. That's exactly right. Like times, just like speed limits, they're just guidelines. Don't take any of this and try it at home, of course, but they're just guidelines. To me anyway. So other than TSLY and YieldMax, what other investments do you like? All of them. I mean, I like Kathy Wood, so I like ARK. You know that. I showed you my portfolio. I'm in other stuff besides TSLY. I mean, what other investments do you like besides Charlie Munger's and Warren Buffett's funds? SVOL is one of the few that don't need the underlying to appreciate in value to keep the fund price up. I know. I just, at this point, I'm like, you know what? It's just too tempting to increase oh, I just got a funny text. Everybody wants to text me when I'm live streaming. I know. You know what? If I had your money, Hoffman, if I owned 3 gyms, guess what? I would have kept SVOL. But at this point, reality is reality. I don't own 3 Crunch Fitnesses or whatever. So, when I get to that point, I'll keep my SVOL. How about that? All right. So I get all the rationale behind it. Oh, of course, you want to talk about JEPI, JPQ. That's old news. I've been out of those for a while. And SCHD, another SCHD mention. Here we go again. Ooh, look at this. Early in here at 426 to be exact. We got a $7.77 super chat, which is a really good number. Some of you know I'm kind of into numerology and stuff. And we got 44 of you on. How about that? All the numbers are just, and it's 4:44 on the time. All the numbers are just lining up. Isn't that awesome? Of course, I'll always keep my sense of humor, of course. Not everybody appreciates it, though. You got to kind of be on the same page, which thankfully, what I say, there's a lot of people that are not on the same page as me, but at least 2,000 of you are that subscribe to me. So, or most of the 2,000, at least the 47 of you that are on live are, and that's better than none, right? Anyway, well, thank you for that, Chief T. Thank you for that. Really, really appreciate that. You're a true stand-up guy. All right, back to the other comments here. Okay. Wow, we're way behind. That's what happens when you show up late, right? But you got to kind of let the party get going first, even though, even when you're the main event, you got to let things kind of build up. Okay, so let's see. Answered that one. Answered that one. CEF's got the customary howdy here. Hi, coach. Loved the phone interview. Oh, that was a lot of fun. I want to make that like a separate video. It basically an hour and 58 in, because we went for like 3 hours, but an hour and 58 in um, is when it started. And I didn't expect that guy to answer the phone at all, which is funny because sometimes like you expect things and the opposite happens. So I did not expect this guy to answer the phone at all. And it rang and rang and rang. And I just had said, you know what, he's probably not going to answer. And then like, boom, 2 seconds later, he does, you know? Oh, you all are funny. I'm going to get to all your comments here. All right, next one. All right. Yeah. Welcome to the show, huh? Jim Dixon, TSLY needs to come down a little more, have some in the high 15s. That's where I originally bought. Now, I like this question here. This question coming from, my audience, which I can do a middle of the day live stream and everybody shows up, because nobody works, right? That's a joke. But, well, I work from home partly. So logging on is, my commute is like 5 or 10 steps, so that makes things a little bit easier. But, I wasn't home tonight. So when I have to drive home and whatnot, like that makes it a little harder. So, but the goal is like for all of us on here, passive income. So we don't have to worry about all these, time frames, speed limits, whatnot. I don't know what speed limits has to do with that, but just figured I'd lump that in there. Viva Las Vegas. Welcome. Welcome. I did sell off SVOL this morning and purchased TSLY this morning. You all do notice, though, I have backed off a little bit. I'm not quite as aggressive as I was at one point. I mentioned something about selling a house to buy TSLY. Notice I don't talk about that anymore. So selling SVOL to buy more TSLY versus selling a whole house, big difference, right? So you did this the same day, sold off SVOL this morning, purchased TSLY. Well, TSLY had dropped. We're at like 16 something. We're at like 16. Oh man, everybody wants to blow up the texts. That's so funny. What is this? The scammer expose session yesterday is getting a lot of it's making the rounds, shall we say. So anyway, all right. So SEMO, TSLY. Okay, thank you for that. Planet Fitness, I work hard for the money, so hard for. I know you do. I know you do. I'm just teasing you. I work hard for my money too. Ad revenue, super chats, all of it. How about IEP? All right. Well, since you super chatted me, I'll look into IEP. Let's see here. What is this? Huh. Okay. People are so random with their texting. All right. Let's see. Oh, IEP, right? Shoot, it's hot in here. I just got home a little while ago. Oh, shoot, 583. Wow, we're recovering. Wish I would have bought. See, I feel like if I just sat around and looked at this stuff, I'd have like perfect timing. 2065 we had on May 26th. That was the sign to buy. And we're up to 3469. Wow. I kind of knew we would recover. 525 shares in the bag. Oh, good for you. So I'll show towards the end of the video here, I'll show the projected income, which remember is not a real number until it's realized. So it's just a projection for now. Oh, you'll like this. Guess what? I accidentally bought some on margin today. For some reason, I wanted to get an even number of shares, so I sold out of my SVOL to generate some cash to buy TSLY, and for some reason, when I looked at the cash balance, it said like $500, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I pretty much divided the number so that there was like very little cash left because I'm not a big cash fan to begin with. But I'm like, so how's there $500 there? And then I looked, and then my margin balance, like I saw that it had some taken from it. So I said, oh crap, I accidentally bought some shares on margin. So I did today. But what I'm going to do, I guess I'll pay some interest for that. I don't like doing that, but what I'll probably do is just wait for the next dividend to come in, which should be lofty, and that'll offset what I took from margin. So, and hopefully that'll be a good deal there. Wondering when the MSTR yield max is going to come out. My shares are ripping. MSTR, is that something Microsoft? Let's see. MSTR. MicroStrategy, whoa. 407. Also up 26.97 today for those keeping track at home. Um, oh, but this one was like, oh, this was the 2021 market. 2021. Let me see if I have any coffee or anything. Hold on a second. Oh, I drank it all before I left. Sometimes I leave some in the fridge, you know. So this one, MicroStrategy Incorporated. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. IEP investors having icons, personal stuff not tied to IEP. What does that mean? I sold out of NVDY because you were still on. See, I knew you were still on. Because the price per share for the dividend it gives, I could get it cheaper right now from TSLY. Oh, that's what I said like a week ago. And the price of OARK and Clip is lower too. I don't know. I kind of already got hammered for buying the little bit of Clip that I bought. So I probably won't buy any more. If I do, it'll just be in Clips. Okay, let's see. At JoinGen, I'm a certified trainer, but I'm rocking the dad bod. Oh, are you a personal trainer? Where's your closest gym? You know, I'm kind of in the market for a new gym. I mean, I go to, you may not like this one, probably a couple of your competitors. I go to LA Fitness, which they now call Esporta, and I go to this new popular chain called EOS, which is 24-hour. So you got a gym in the Tampa area by chance? You want to hook the coach up with a free membership by chance? I sold SVOL in one account, but still own it in another. I like the track record of SVOL. Like I said, I would keep it, you know, but right now it's kind of like a luxury to have. I sold out of SVOL for more yield max, but we'll probably jump back into SVOL again. Why? What if the dividends sustain in the yield max? Oh, this is funny. The coach does not love cash. He loves Nigeria and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's my vice. That's my vice for sure. LOL. UAN is killer. Quietly dividend worth it. What's that one? Quarterly. MSTR is a Bitcoin play. Oh, I get you mixed up with someone else. There's someone that's in like Ocala, I think. It would be much cheaper to start your own gym and not buy a franchise. How much is that? You should email me. That might be an idea that I have because I'm looking for. I have looked into buying franchises before. Like I've looked into Tijuana Flats. I actually just looked into Steak and Shake has something that you only put like 10,000 down and you get like 50% of the profits or something. So I definitely want to do some kind of a business for sure. Why did you get ripped for buying Clip? Oh, you must not have been reading the rest of the comments on here. Would you pick NVDY or OARK over it? I'm just going to hold it for now and see what it does. My thought process was that dropped so much that it's at like a bottom. So I thought that it might, you know, have bottomed out and may come back up at this point. That was my thought process. And to answer this question, yeah. So long story short, so yeah, he got all the guy's money and he's gone. We'll never see him again. Just kidding a bit. I got my Planet Fitness for 250,000 each and chump change to you, you know. Now they're 1 million. Wow. Yeah, but all right, so for me to come up with that kind of money, I'd have to make some moves, maybe sell a house or something. What's your suggestions? Should I take a loan in this high interest rate environment? What are your suggestions on that? Because I do want to own my own business, but You know what I see a lot? I don't know if I want to get into I could go on a tangent about the kind of stuff I see at the gym that I go to. Just a lot of, I don't know if you have this where you are, but I wonder how often you have to like replace equipment and stuff. Like people just do like this stupidest things. Like people leave trash everywhere. They don't wipe the equipment down. Um, they break mirrors in the bathrooms. They leave all kinds of stuff on the floor. They break equipment. They take the pins out of the equipment, which you see stuff that if you were to just think of the craziest things that you could think of someone doing, you would never think of somebody doing some of these things, like taking the pin out of the machine, stealing the pin, breaking the machine, putting too much weight so that the cushions tear, just all kinds of stuff. So I wonder, that makes me a little bit like if I owned a gym, I feel like I would be replacing stuff a lot. So anyway, the gym business is tough, but it's cheaper to do your own. Okay. 5 years, but it's all leased. Oh, okay. You have to email me some of the details. Anyone want to point out our live audience number? Would love to own a Chick-fil-A. They're always packed with people. I looked into it. I actually applied. They made me take some kind of a personality test, which I thought was weird. But there's so many of them. There's like none in the area I could own. I'd probably have to move to another state or something. But I did apply and I did go through the process and I at least got to the personality test, but I didn't hear anything from there. Maybe that means I'm too hot-headed to own a Chick-fil-A, but at least I'm cool-headed enough to be a coach, you know. So this is always my backup plan. That's why I got clipped. People thought it would really turn for the better this year, and with it so low, with such a massive drop, might be a buying opportunity. Maybe that was my thought process too. Believe it or not, there is some careful thought that goes into this stuff. It's not just an 8 ball and a space helmet. You know, I love to own Chick-fil-A, but they only open a handful each year. That's true, and they still close on Sunday. See, if it were me, the Sunday thing's cool and all, but I would do like in my area in the southeast that we have Publix grocery stores. What they do, because they're still family oriented and all that, they just pay the employees more to work on Sunday, but they open on Sunday. That's what I would do. I know that's been a family thing for them to close on Sunday, but I mean, if they just like paid the employees more, I think that works too. Basically, looking to buy the 7-Eleven in my town, but it's pricey and you only own 50%. 7-Eleven, interesting. XOXL, SOXL starting to go up again. I should have got out of that TSLL because, man, that one really tanked. SOXL, Direction Daily Semiconductor. Ooh, this one already sounds good. But these semiconductor ones, these haven't been lucrative for some time, right? Like I'm looking over the past year. And oh, well, we're up 80%. Actually, oh, year over year, we're up like 85%. What am I talking about? But since 2021, we're still down like 66%, 57% yield. I'm not 50%, 0.57% yield. All right, we could hit a new record tonight. Join Jen just took the joke right out of my mouth. I was going to make this joke, but for some reason I didn't. That is funny. Great minds think alike, don't they? I think we may have hit a record. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if we hit 80 or not, but we're getting up there. See, all of a sudden, that's all it takes. I get back on the dividend topic, and then boom. Hey, I can't say I wasn't thinking the same thing. I'd be disingenuous if I didn't say I wasn't thinking the same thing. So yeah. All right. So, okay, we're all caught up on comments. Got one super chat from Chief T so far. And look at that. So that was 777. We got 77 audience members on. Keeping track with all the, oh, we just lost 3. Oh, well, that's okay. Americans should open 7-Elevens in India in an exchange program. Are there any in India? I should ask some of my Indian friends. You know what? There are 7-Elevens because I had to do a group project for my master's degree, and 7-Eleven was our company. And I remember when we picked it, I was like, oh my God, like, did we have to pick 7-Eleven? Like, I wanted to pick, I think it was between 7-Eleven and Peloton and like Best Buy or something. And I was like, oh my God, like 7-Eleven, I got nothing. But it ended up being actually pretty good. We came up with a really good idea. Basically, what a lot of the gas stations are doing, I'm just not a gas station kind of a person. I don't go in and shop in a gas station. I just kind of like feel like everything's marked up. But you have like the Wawa business model and whatnot, and now they're all starting to do it. Racetracks, you have Bucky's, which is phenomenal. So those, like, I would go into those. I mean, like Bucky's, you have a whole, like, you have like 70 rows of stuff. It's massive. You have like 50 pumps or 100 pumps. All kinds of merchandise, stuff like that, all kinds of different flavors of drinks, food, I mean, so stuff like that I could see, and that's kind of the model that we came up with for 7-Eleven. But I learned from that project that there were 7-Elevens in Japan. It's like, I think they're a little bit branded a little bit differently, but it's the same company basically. So anyway, all right, good comments tonight. Really good comments. The friends I have that own food franchises say their employees eat the profits literally, right? I have to say there's a bunch of dumbasses that work in fast food, bunch of morons. Like, I'm all for like automating stuff. Just have robots run it. Because what they try to do, like, anybody have like Steak and Shake in their area? I love Steak and Shake, but I have so many crazy Steak and Shake stories. Um, and they have these new machines and stuff. And one of their machines literally ate my gift card. And I complained to the management, and they ended up giving me another one, an actual physical one. Screw these electronic gift cards, you know. But the machine, like, it just kept it took the money off the gift card, and I wasn't even getting my order done. And none of the staff knows how to work these machines, and they're not trained properly. But yeah, I don't doubt it. Oh, good comment here. You need to own more OARK so you can press your lover, Kathy. That's my main motive. If I do get into that one, that would be my main motive for sure. Much cheaper to own your own convenience store and call it something like 24/7. At least you'd own 100%. I miss 24/7 stuff. I really do. Who in their right mind would open a business in India? So many extremely poor people. Yeah, but all right, I'm glad you brought that up because, and I say this all the time. So, India and China are two of the world's most populated countries. Compared to the United States, India has like 1.3 billion, China has like 1.4 billion. So you add those up, what is that, 2.7 billion? That's almost like a third of the world's population right there in two countries. So there is a lot of poverty, but because it's a bigger population, think about this one. The top 20% of all people in India, that population of people is much larger than the whole population of the United States. So you think about global talent, India and China, their top 10% of people dwarf our own population here. So the moral of the story, for everybody that's in poverty in India, there are plenty of very, very talented people there. There's a lot of intellectual capital from India. So, and in a global economy, it's very competitive, very competitive. Trust me, I've worked in IT. I've worked with a lot of Indian people, very good people, but very smart. Like, honestly, even me, and this will be hard for a lot of you to believe, but I couldn't keep up with the brain power for a lot of them. There's something with like the diet, the culture. There's just something that, like, the brain power, it's just like a machine. Like, an average American is not going to keep up with it. And I can say, like, 20, 30 years from now, most of your CEOs, most of your company corporate leadership will be of some kind of Asian or Indian. That's my prediction. Look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, his successor is an Indian guy. Anyway, all right, side rant there. SOX is what SOXL is based off of. It shows a much better picture of how good semiconductors have been this year. I'll have to look into that one. You already came up with a good one, so I'll have to look into the other one. Oh, engineers cracking some jokes here. The Patels, or I think this might be a joke. Let me read it. The Patels own half the hotels in the country, and now the family is growing so large that when a child comes of age, instead of a hotel, they buy them a gas station. I wonder, is that just, it's a common name, but they can't all be related. It's just such a common name. It's like Smith. Biggest Bucky's in the world. Really? I knew Bucky's was opening in Ocala, but I didn't know it was going to be the biggest one in the world. That's really interesting. I've been to the one in Daytona Beach. That's the only one I've been to. But that one was nice. But cool. Good to know. Good to know. If you own lots of OARK, Miss Woods may come on. I'm telling you, that is, I got to get into OARK. I probably should have bought OARK instead of TSLY today. That's like my main motivation. Tesla stations, yeah, where are that was another thing on our 7-Eleven project for headwinds, the electric car charging stations and whatnot, like for Tesla. All right, Steak and Shake. Oh, listen, the food is great. It's just the staff. Steak and Shake is the closest thing we have to In-N-Out Burger, which I love In-N-Out Burger, but we don't have any here on the East Coast. It's only a West Coast thing. We did get one burger joint. We're getting a lot of stuff from other states. Like we got this Fat Burger place, but I would recommend for anybody in Florida, don't go to this Fat Burger place. It's a ripoff. You're going to pay more. You're going to pay a higher price than Five Guys, and it's very average. I went because they happened to be open till like 2 in the morning, which Steak and Shake used to be. Well, they were 24 hours back in the day before COVID. Employees are the hardest part of owning a business, and the waiting is the hardest part, right? Damn straight. If it weren't for the employees and customers, I'd be happy. Yeah, just have everything automated. Open up a Geek Squad call center in India, LOL. What is it? I'm not saying this to be any particular way, but what makes so many Indian people go into IT? Is it because of the high? Such a high paying field. I've just always wondered because there's so much like technical support and IT. Like I worked when I was in IT, I worked with so many. I got to know a lot of them really well. So I would say they like me better than most Americans, which I mean, I'm used to that because I kind of bond with other groups of people more than my own people. Sometimes, like I've always, like I say, I bond with people from other states and whatnot more so than people from my own hometown. But yeah, I got along with a lot of them. They're really good people. So no, not saying anything any particular way. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, good comment. Parents tell them to work with their brains and not their hands. They are becoming more Americanized because some of my Indian friends, they're dealing with that with their kids. Like their kids are becoming more Americanized and whatnot. Um, but they do have tight knit families. They really stick together, and they have a lot of good traits for sure. And yeah, I agree. A lot of the parents, they're hard on their kids. They push their kids. You know. Um, with ETFs like FNGU buying the yield max funds, how long before most institutions and ETFs add them to a balanced portfolio? We were just talking about that yesterday, actually. Why aren't more institutions buying TSLY and not just TSLY, but all of the yield max funds, right? Um, yep. So, oh, right. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if that happens. The Patels were living in Africa as colonists when they were exiled by Idi. Oh, we're gonna get a history. Is this true? Idi Amin in 1972-73. The first couple of families to come over were very business savvy. Is this true? This sounds. I want to say this is true, but 1972 to 73 wasn't that long ago. Interesting. I'm. I want to say that's true, but I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look it up, I guess. Good evening. Hit 1,000 shares of TSLY today. Oh, good. You can start a college fund for your kid there in the picture, right? I want YMAX when it comes out. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? Okay, so we're 30 minutes in. We'll probably go about an hour today. So let's do this. We'll have some fun here. We will look at the latest income projection for the portfolio. Super true. The Patels have basically cornered an entire industry. Wow, that's good. Is there like a book on that? I'm sure there is. That's fascinating. Really fascinating. Like I say, I look at it from my standpoint. Like it really is a superior culture. I mean, it's like how I feel like how America used to be, like in the 1950s, kind of what we've gotten away from. So I look at when I talk about Indian people, and there are probably some in this audience too. Actually, I know there are because if I look at my geographics, there's a segment from India. But I look at it from a standpoint of admiration. All right. So, and speaking of 1,000 shares, we're about to hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I think we're at 1963. So we're approaching Y2K. for the subscriber base, right? Remember that? I probably shouldn't know about that. But where are we? Oh, 1964. So we're 36 away. So we'll probably hit that within a week or so or less. But cool, cool. Um, okay. Oh, got some more comments here to respond to. Looks like got a new John changed his name again. He keeps doing that. I saw in the comment section here. Okay, maybe they will release the YMAX before all other ETFs come out. I'm gonna ask Jay. I need to email him. Just add the new funds to the ETF when they eventually come out. Yeah, that would be awesome. But we will find out. We will ask him, and we will find out for sure. No way. See, this is like, man, everything is like just lining up, isn't it? Isn't that nuts? Have you looked at TLTW? I have before. What do you want to know about it? I can tell you the ticker, TLTW. How's that? Okay, well, I'll look at it real quick. Maybe if you super chat me. I'm gonna pull up the portfolio though. Give me a second. TLTW. Hey, this thing. I tell you what. I was thinking about this today. If I could get where I make like $100 to $200 a video or a day on this thing, I mean, this could become a full-time thing before long. So I should start a movement. Retire the coach early. How does that sound? So, all right, TLTW 3208, up 5 cents today, 32.17 in the after hours. It does pay a pretty good dividend. I calculated it's about 20 or 21%. I'm not going to look again, but I could do more detailed analysis under certain conditions. But for now, that's all I'm going to say. TLTW down 4% total returns, but they do pay a good dividend, and most of the audience, that's what they like. Simo, any earnings predictions in the chat for Tesla earnings on July 19th? I think it's going to do well. I think they had one last quarter that was kind of a doozy, so I think it's going to do well. TLTW can be hedged by shorting TMF. Okay. Jason Marshall, if TSLY is based on Tesla, what is YMAX going to be based on? It's going to be like a fund of funds. Are they going to pull profits from all the other funds to cover the YMAX tracker? No, it's like any. It's like an S&P 500. Like, so what's the S&P 500? 500 largest companies in the U.S. Right? So it's like a fund of funds, right? Okay. TLTW can be hedged by short. Oh yeah, I read that one. Cool, good to know. Couldn't you have kept your SVOL till the dividend payout, then bought TSLY because the new X date is in August? I could have done that. Certainly, all realities are possible, but I wanted in more TSLY, and I saw it drop, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make the move. I feel like I just got the SVOL dividend like a week or so ago, anyway. And like I said, it wasn't that much. Oh, my battery's gonna die on here. I'm gonna have to go get my charger out of the car. Bear with me here. I'll be right back. Wow, I had to really search for it. Don't you all like how prepared I am? I literally just pulled in and jumped on here, you know, so that shows how, important you all are to me because that's like the first thing I did when I walked in the door. All right, I just salvaged it. The computer was about to crash here. Oh, look who's on. KJK, good. Thanks for joining. Did you like yesterday's session? I didn't hear much from you. The lower TSLY goes, the faster it pays back itself in my mind. Yeah, possibly. I suspect YMAX will be the last one they release. That's probably what they're going to do. But we'll know. I got to respond to a couple emails actually pretty soon here. That's another reason I sold out of NVDY to pick up some more TSLY. The drop in share price is a sale I can't ignore. 624 shares and climbing. Nice. How about yield max for the ticker AI? That would be cool. That would be a cool one for sure. I respect the Indians. They are willing to work hard, smart, long hours, teach the next generations the same. They're trying to, but they're starting to be, believe it or not, the Gen Z is starting to become very Americanized. So a lot of some of my friends that are a little bit older generation, they're frustrated about that with their kids. Even though like it's funny they talk to me, but I'm kind of like 1-2. I want a yield max for TQQQ. Imagine the yield. Can we have an explanation of TMF? If I knew what it was. Let's see here. Oh, it's not on maps. It's on stocks, right? TMF. Direction daily 20+ year treasury bull 3x shares. This one has been choppy. I don't know about this one, down 5.63%. Huh, okay. So that's that. Okay, all right. So here's what I'm going to do now. I think I'm all caught up again on comments, but I'm sure you all will come up with more. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, really focus on 2K a month in TSLY for the next couple of years plus drip. The mean yield per share for TSLY is 0.85% over 7 months. NVDY is 0.86 per share. I'm betting on TSLY. Yeah, I think so. What do you think about OARK? Yeah, tell him. You guys have a side chat here. I'm going to go to, let me see. I'm trying to do this for some time here. TV. Ooh, it's hot in here. All right. Got a lot to do too after I'm done with you all. All right. Oh, speaking of, we were talking about Steak and Shake earlier. The reason I ran a little late is because on the way home I picked up some. Yeah, stopped at a different one. Okay. All right, give me a second here. We're coming up here. Wow, this computer was almost dead. Okay, let's see. Income estimator. It's the only tab you all get. So this one, I couldn't believe my own eyes when I saw this, but I'll share this real quick. This is what the income estimator, oh, look who joined. Hold on a second. I think we hit another record, by the way. YieldMax should do an ETF on UPRO. Oh, that one would be cool. That would be like a derivative of 3 derivatives. And then it would be optionable, which that's talk about making your head spin, right? I like TSLY, but diversifying into other funds too. I agree with you, Jen. YieldMax will probably be the last. It makes sense that once they are all released, you get a basket. Bought Apple and NVDY 10 each just to dip my feet. Oh, okay. All right. You know what I used to do for the longest time? I would buy a little bit of a stock. That way, and I should get back to this because this is how I would remember the stock. I'm like, all right, I like that stock. I'm going to buy one share so that I at least see it every day, and then I'll remember it. I should get back to that, right? That's not a bad strategy, right? And then just add to it over time. Okay, so here you all go. Those of you that stayed on for about 40 minutes get a special treat here. Okay, so with the latest additions to TSLY, the income for the year is projected out at $54,200.53, which is getting up there. So yeah, just retire tomorrow, right? No, I tell you what I would do. I want to actually see this come in for a whole year. If this comes in for a whole year and then reinvest it, then I'll consider something. but we're up to 43.33% average dividend yield. Now, this truly, I have to tell you, I can't believe this. I've wanted to do this for so long, and I can't even believe that I can't even believe my eyes, honestly. But I've gone way in. Now, at this point, half of this portfolio is in TSLY, and I think that's about all I'm going to do because I've got TSLY, I've got Clip, JP Morgan stock, AT&T stock, which is garbage, as we know. QYLD, SKT, which I'd probably sell out of, QQQX, which is kind of bummy. I'd sell out of that one. Dollar General and Intel. Those are the ones that pay stocks. Or that sounded stupid. Those are the ones that pay dividends, right? So let's see. There's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them, and some options and some other ones and whatnot. So, 9 of 21 investments that pay dividends. How about that? I've got options on Wayfair and Tesla, which are going to probably expire worthless. Other stocks I have, Palantir, IQIYI, Car Gurus, Teladoc, Avid, Horizon Therapeutics, so on and so forth. So, like I said, this one, like I said, it's a pretty number, but so far, I think the dividends I've gotten from them is like $1,000 so far. So I keep pairing this up, and it's to the point now that from this one alone, it's up to like 47,296.46. Divide that by 12, that would be almost 4,000 a month in income. I got to see it though. I got to see it for a year before I make any decisions. But this is nice. Like I said, my time horizon, I feel like, has accelerated for sure. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Wow, we're retaining a big audience today. Okay. See, I knew somebody thought like me. Okay, I'm not going to go too much longer here. Let's see, we read this one, we read this one. YieldMax should do an ETF on you. Oh yeah, we read that one. I like TSLY, diversifying into other funds. What I'll do is I save up more money. I may put, if I get that 54,000, I may just buy other stuff with it. I may do some puts. How about that, Hoffman? I agree with you, Jen. YieldMax probably the last. It makes sense once they're all released. Yeah. Oh, I did read these. Okay. That's true. I'm looking at share price plus implied volatility. Tesla is 55% plus minus 60%. NVDA, higher share price plus lower IVE, 30 to 40%. So I'm sticking with my 2-punch TSLY plus NVIDIA, thinking about Apple raising price, but moderate 30s. That's what I know. Okay. Anything can be yield max. It's fundamentally just a synthetic long as long as your brokerage and leverage allows you to buy in the money calls, sell out of the money calls against it. Okay. Please diversify your portfolio. Yeah, that's the goal. My next buys will be more diverse. TSLY just does it for you like a pro. You could sell the rest of your individual stocks, just put them into either DHS or PEY. And why would I want to do that? Let's see. DHS. Okay, this is a 4.29% from what I see. Is this right? Wisdom Tree US High Dividend Fund. I see 4.29% unless I'm missing something. Let's look at PEY. Hopefully that stands for pay. Invesco High Yield Dividend Achievers ETF, 4.53%. So not anything jumping out at me. I agree with Hoffman Unfiltered, be diversified. I agree too. I own about 30 or so ETF stocks, have to spread things out. All right, you all, that's about all I had for you all this evening. Anyone wants anything else covered, they got to super chat me. I'm 45 minutes in, so I think I'm going to call it an evening there. Crazy that people, well, maybe there's another catch to it. I don't know. Anyway, all right, you all. Wow, maintained 76 of you all the way to the end, so that's really awesome. Try to be back tomorrow or the day after. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great evening. See you on the flip side. Take care.